Very short video on how to turn on motion blur in Maya and Arnold. So let's say we're going to render out the shot. So I've done a little bit of fun animation here. Here's Monty, and he's going to exit the shot. He's going to do this kind of mad scramble and then fly out at the end. Now, when we render this out, we don't want to see these legs as distinct legs, as it were. We want motion blur on that. So when we do our rendering, we're going to want to motion blur it because it's going to look a lot better. So how do we turn on motion blur? Well, we're going to go to render settings. So we go to our render settings under the Arnold tab, or rather, so we're going to have to do all the usual stuff under the common tab. We're going to make sure we're going to render with Arnold. We're going to render JPEGs, image quality, whatever, name.hashtag.ext, frame padding 4, select the frame range, make sure we render from our shot camera, make sure we render some kind of HD. Typically we want HD. I'm rendering HD 540 because it's quite low res. And then to make sure we turn on our motion blur, we've got to go to the Arnold renderer tab and go down here to motion blur and make sure that motion blur is enabled. So that's the crucial thing. If you get motion blur enabled, then you will get motion blur on your animation. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Then the next thing you're going to do is go to render sequence, and then just keep an eye out for the frames in your images folder in Maya, in your Maya project folder, and you can see if motion blur has been turned on. But that should be all that you need to do.